Hello, this is Robin. I'm going to show you how to use the Curio app to map trees. If you haven't downloaded the app, the first thing, of course, you need to do is to go to the App Store. Find the Curio-xyz app. If you just put Curio, you'll see a few other things, and just put the XYZ to make sure you get the right one. Once you've downloaded it, open it up, and you'll come into the home page. And I found the easiest way to get started is just to hit the Explore by Map, which is right there about in the middle of the screen right now. So I've just tapped that. And that's going to bring me into a screen with aerial photos showing. And occasionally it'll come up and it won't have your current location, and that's because it's still showing my location from having opened it before. So the way to refresh that is to just tap the yellow arrow up in the top right corner and it'll refresh for me. There we go. Now it's showing my current location, at the orange arrow that's there in the middle of the screen. Okay, so on this screen you can also see there's a purple dot right below that orange arrow. That is actually a tree that I just mapped a few minutes ago. The different colors that you'll see of the dots are based on, it's a legend for the different species of trees. But I'm going to go ahead and map a new tree. So I'm going to tap on the icon that's in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. So it's the white circle with the yellow smiley face guy with the plus symbol. So I'm going to tap on that. And then I come up with this screen, which allows me to either map a tree or plant or record an observation. I'm going to choose the map or tree or plant. And when I do that, it brings me back to the screen. But now I have these crosshairs, and I can move the aerial photo with just my finger on the screen. And what I'm going to do then is I want to put the crosshairs right on top of the tree that I'm trying to map, which in this case is this one right about here. So once I've got it where I want it, I just tap on the green check mark. And doing that brings me to a screen where I can enter information about the tree. So I can either choose to, if I want to add a photo, I can either choose to bring one up that I've taken before by adding an image from a file, or I can take a photo right now with my phone, which is what I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to tap on take a photo. There's my feet. And here's the tree that I'm mapping. It's a nice big beech tree. So I'm taking a photo. And I'm going to hit use that photo. Now I took it kind of far back because I want to show, its placement on the field and how big it is and that sort of thing. I think that's nice information to show in the photo. You can see now under take a photo, it says images 1. So that tells me that the photo did actually get pulled up, and that's great. I'm now going to tap on the button below there, tap to add species. And it brings up the search bar, and I'm going to type in a beech tree because I happen to know that it's a beech tree. And there we are. So that adds that Latin name for me. And now I can put in the trunk size if I had some way to measure that. I could measure the diameter breast height there, but I don't have that, so I'm just going to skip that. And if I wanted to, I could put a note here. This tree is covered in English ivy. So, boom, there's my note. And now the location there that you see, the GPS coordinates, that's of course from Curio's automatically put those there for me. So that's all I want to add right now. So I'm just going to hit that green check mark, and that's going to save that record. Now you see the orange dot that has saved my tree. That's the tree I just mapped. And it's orange now because that's a beech tree. The purple one, I believe, was a holly tree that I mapped earlier. So now I'm going to tap on my orange dot that I just showed, and I'm going to tap show more because maybe I want to add some more information about that now. You can go back and edit these after you've put them in there. So here's the name of the species. It's got that is not my picture. Where's my picture? At any rate, this picture here that it's showing is when you're able to put the species of the tree, it's going to pull up information from Wikipedia, which is very nice because then you can read more about the species. If you don't happen to know the species of the tree and want to leave that blank, you can do that, and that's totally fine as well. But if you do know it, by all means put it. Okay, so there's my picture. It just took a second to bring it up. And now you can see it shows a Google Street View version of the map. So it's pointing to the tree there, which is a lot more informative actually. If it was a tree on your neighborhood street or whatever, you can see that that's, put it in the correct position, and you can adjust that if necessary. And then here you can see that I could put some additional information here if I wanted to about the health of the tree and the age and those types of things if I knew what that was. And I would do that by going down to the bottom of the screen and hitting Edit Details. So that's bringing up the screen where I can change the things that are in there. And even if you're not the person who originally put the tree into the record, you can edit those details. So that is mapping a tree. One thing I forgot to say is that when you open up that first screen, I'm going to go ahead and just go back to Explore by there, Home. And that brings me back to that home screen where we started out. When you first hit Explore by Map, and again, it's going to bring you to where you are. I'm going to refresh that if I need to. But when you first come to this screen, especially in Dublin, you may see that a lot of the trees around you, or maybe even most of the trees, have already been mapped. But you're going to see a lot of them, instead of having the different colors to designate which species it is going to just have an orange circle with a question mark on it, like this one up here in the top right, now in the middle. The reason that one is orange with a question mark is just because it's been mapped and, photograph uploaded. I know that because I did it, but I didn't know the species of that tree, so I left it blank. And so that's why it's showing the question mark there. So at some point later on, I'll come back and I'll figure out what species that is, and I'll add that information. And that's basically it. I hope that's helpful. Thanks.